Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We're starting off with a story that's making headlines in the world of international diplomacy. The United Nations is currently in the process of selecting its next Secretary General, and the competition is heating up. 4 candidates presented themselves this week in interactive dialogues, a relatively new tradition in the UN's 80-year history. The candidates include Michelle Bachelet, the former president of Chile, who was nominated by Brazil and Mexico despite not being backed by her own country. There's also Rafael Grossi, the current Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, who is from Argentina. Former Senegalese President Macky Sall is also in the running, although he was nominated by Burundi and not his home country. And lastly, there's Rebecca Greenspan, a former vice president of Costa Rica and current head of the UN Trade and Development Organization. The selection process for the next Secretary General is a complex one, with many unwritten rules and regional rotations to consider. There's a widespread feeling among UN diplomats that the next Secretary General should come from Latin America and the Caribbean, which has only produced one Secretary General in the past. However, some Eastern European capitals are pushing for a candidate from their region, which would be a first. The interactive dialogues give member states a chance to make their preferences known before polling begins, which could potentially avert the failure of a candidate in the fall. However, it's still unclear whether these dialogues will have a significant impact on the final outcome. As the selection process continues, we'll be keeping a close eye on the developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. The next Secretary General will play a crucial role in shaping the future of the United Nations, and it's essential to stay informed about the latest news and trends. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're diving into a complex and sensitive topic in the Middle East, where tensions between Israel and Lebanon have been escalating. Recent developments have seen the U.S. hosting talks between Lebanese and Israeli envoys, with Lebanon seeking an extension of the ceasefire that is set to expire on April 26. According to reports, the ceasefire has yielded a significant reduction in violence, but attacks have continued in southern Lebanon, where Israeli troops have seized a self-declared buffer zone. The situation took a devastating turn when Lebanese journalist Amal Khalil was killed by Israeli strikes, sparking widespread condemnation and calls for restraint from all parties involved. Hezbollah, which is backed by Iran, claims it has the right to resist occupying forces, while Israel maintains that its objectives in the talks with Lebanon include securing the dismantlement of Hezbollah and creating conditions for a peace deal. The U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, is set to attend the talks, which aim to address key issues such as a ceasefire extension, an end to Israeli demolitions in villages in the south, and the return of Lebanese detained in Israel. It's essential to acknowledge the deep-seated complexities and historical context surrounding this conflict. Both sides have legitimate concerns and grievances, and it's crucial that we approach this topic with empathy and understanding. As the situation continues to unfold, we'll be keeping a close eye on developments and providing updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the path forward will require careful diplomacy, compromise, and a commitment to finding peaceful solutions. We urge all parties involved to prioritize restraint and work towards a lasting resolution that addresses the needs and concerns of all individuals affected by this conflict. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a look at a significant development in international relations. The United Kingdom and France have agreed on a new 3-year deal aimed at reducing undocumented migrant crossings in the English Channel. Under this agreement, France will increase its coastal patrols, deploying more officers to prevent migrants from setting off from French shores. In return, the UK will provide up to $892 million in funding, with a portion of it contingent upon the success of these new measures. This deal comes after a significant number of migrants attempted to cross the Channel in 2025, with around 41,000 people making the journey in small boats. The British government has been pressing France to do more to prevent these dangerous crossings, which have resulted in loss of life and posed significant challenges for both countries. The new agreement includes the deployment of nearly 100 law enforcement, intelligence, and military personnel on beaches in northern France, as well as enhanced surveillance measures such as drones, helicopters, and camera systems. France will also deploy a new vessel and additional maritime officers to intercept boats at sea. While some have criticized the deal, arguing that it does not address the root causes of migration, others see it as a necessary step to reduce the number of dangerous crossings and protect human life. The British government has stated that joint work with France has already halted over 42,000 attempted crossings since July 2024. As we consider this development, it's essential to recognize the complexities of international migration and the need for collaborative solutions. By working together, countries can address shared challenges and find ways to balance border security with humanitarian concerns. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.